Well, Dr. Ray is a Catholic psychologist, author, and radio host known for his practical and faith-filled approach to family life. His latest book, Being a Grandparent, explores the unique vocation of grandparents and how they can nurture faith, love, and a strong family bond across generations. Dr. Ray joins us now. How are you doing today?
I just have one question for Bishop.
Okay, I'm ready.
Bishop, was this your first move as rector of the seminary to make me a priest about 4 minutes ago?
Well, I thought, I'd aim high.
So it's official. It's official then. Yeah. Congratulations.
Well, look, I gotta go get ready. I gotta get my stole on. I'll have to see you guys later.
Okay. And take that tie off, will you?
Dr. Ray, where did you draw inspiration while writing this book? Because everyone loves grandparents.
I can't tell you how many grandparents come to me with question after question after question. Do I discipline when my kids are around? Do I keep my mouth shut? Do I try to compete with the other grandparents who are permissive in Disneyland? Do I not get involved in everything in their life? My daughter-in-law doesn't want to hear my opinion, and I'm within about a thread of being shut out of their lives. What am I doing wrong, Dr. Ray? Gentlemen, there is a tongue-in-cheek piece of advice that says this for mothers on their daughter or daughter-in-law's wedding day. Sit up, shut up, and wear beige. And I think for grandmothers, that's pretty good starting advice on giving child-rearing advice to your daughter or daughter-in-law.
Well, that is great advice. I know nothing about being a parent, let alone a grandparent. But Dr. Ray, we have a lot of grandparents who are watching this show right now. I'm certain of that. What do you think the greatest joy is at that stage of life? Because I know these people are going to really resonate with your words.
Because I can enjoy them, and I don't have to do all the tough stuff, like discipline, like setting rules, like setting limits, like changing diapers, all the stuff that comes with the responsibility of parenting, I really don't have to do. Now, one qualifier, gentlemen, 8% of grandparents are now raising grandchildren. Wow. That is the highest number ever polled.
Yeah, that's really a sad number too, and too bad, except for the great-grandparents who are doing it, of course. In my family, we live our faith life out. How can grandparents model their faith to their grandchildren? And I say this especially because my grandparents were wonderful Catholics, and they made it very clear it was a fabric of their life.
I had a Bible study in a prison a while back. Some of the guys would come to the study, and I'd ask them, "Why are you here?" They said, "Well, I was never raised with any religion, but my grandmother or my aunt, some meaningful person in their lives, gave them a little Bible, gave them a crucifix for their bedroom, took them to church when they visited." So the influence of a grandparent in exposing the kids to faith, at least showing them there's another side that they're maybe not getting at home, is disproportionate to the long-term outcome.
Huh. I just visited my Nana's grave just last week over in Newton, Massachusetts, and I remember her so well, sitting in the window of her house, looking out on the street and saying her rosary. What advice would you give to a grandparent trying to connect with their grandchildren in this society, in today's world?
Got to ask a lot of questions, Bishop. Kids are getting pummeled with the way the culture looks at things. And the way the culture looks at things is diametrically opposed to the way people of faith look at things. Grandparents can ask a lot of questions of that 14-year-old. So, honey, when you heard that at school, when your teacher said that's how you're supposed to look at relations between people, what did you think? How do you think that will help your life? In other words, you kind of get inside their head like a shrink does and kind of find out what they're hearing from all around them, and including social media, if their parents are totally unlicensed regarding social media, and then find out what the kid is thinking. All too often, we don't ask them. They're just getting shaped, or maybe the better word is misshaped, by the cultural ideas that are just pouring all over them. And a good grandparent can go out to breakfast with them, can spend time with them somehow, some way, and say, I call it Columbo Grandparenting. You guys remember Columbo?
Oh, yeah.
Remember? He was great. At the end of an interview, he'd go, just one more thing. and I call it being a Columbo grandparent. You go, honey, you know something I've always wondered? Now, I know you're hearing this from your friends, and you probably don't say much because you don't want your friends to think you're a weirdo, but what do you think about that? And kids are anxious to talk.
Well, a lot of wisdom of being a grandparent, and I'm sure that all the grandparents who watch this is a book that will be interesting to them. Where can our viewers learn more about being a grandparent, just like being a parent, only different?
Pretty much through EWTN catalog, most bookstores, or if you want a signed copy, you go to my website, drray.com.
Dr. Ray, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for being with us again.
Am I not a priest anymore, Bishop?
No, you're all set. You're back to the lay state. I removed that. Sorry.
Well, I knew I would talk too long.
You were close. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.